You're here. Okay, that was so awkward. Okay, we're here reading chapter 2. And what I just did there was a little bit of a pose that you caught so that we can catch a good screenshot thumbnail for the timelines when this is put on YouTube or when it's sitting here, because you can always go back and watch the replays of these chapter reads. So that was just an awkward moment we shared together. And thank you for sharing that awkward moment with me. So today we are reading from the book Be Weightless. We are reading Chapter 2, Defining Your Why Timeline. And unlike the last 4 weeks where I broke Chapter 1 up into 4 parts, we're going to go all the way through this chapter. That's pretty exciting stuff. So if you're here with me live, thank you for being here. We'll have a little discussion below. If you are watching the replay, please be sure to send me your private messages, leave your comments below the video, and just your thoughts or your answers to the questions that I give you at the end of the chapter. So let's begin. Sit back and put your earbuds in, and here we go. If they're not already in. Yeah. Here we go. In chapter 1, I shared my desire to be perceived as who I was. I thought I could leave the fat girl and all of her problems behind when I moved to Salmon Arm. I mean, nobody knew me. Nobody had their eyeballs on me, just waiting for me to screw up. I had freed myself of judgment from others, so I only had to live with my self-judgment. I worked hard at remembering and holding on to the pure gratitude and excitement of stepping into something so unknown, so foreign. I remembered times I was looking in the mirror at my heaviest, and I'd go to bed that night wishing I could just feel what it was like to be in a fit body just for a day. I would have done anything to have that wish granted, to know what it felt like to run my hands down my own body and feel it be lean. There I was, with my wish granted. And it wasn't just a day, it was my reality. But I couldn't stop. I couldn't stop wanting more. I couldn't stop thinking it was too good to be true, that I was not worthy of this accident. The first thing I did when we moved to Salmon Arm was join a gym. I had previously worked out in my living room, but now that I was going to be living with Barry, I couldn't be working out in front of him. There was not enough room in our comfy little rental. I certainly didn't want him to see me flapping around the living room. It was my first time setting foot in a gym. Oh my goodness. Now I'm going to be seen flapping around in front of strangers. I felt confident enough, though. I hadn't read enough books and even had a plan to follow, so I wouldn't look confused when I was working out there. I stepped on the scale as soon as I got there, and the number was up. How could I gain 8 pounds in 8 days? I thought. I decided to go to a dietitian to help me break this plateau. She asked me to do a 3-day journal of my diet and exercise. That was easy. I had become meticulously loyal with tracking for some time, so I knew how to track absolutely everything, and I knew what was in everything. The first question she asked me was, "Why do you want to lose weight?" I said, "Well, you don't know my history. I have to. I can't go back to where I was." I didn't use the words scared or fear. I just said I didn't understand why I was gaining weight, and I was really tired of being hungry. I didn't know what to do. The dietitian looked at me and said I needed to increase my calories. I was at a very healthy body weight, and if I wanted to improve my health and fitness, I needed to add food, not take it away. She said there was no reason for me to be dieting. I left that meeting feeling like the dietitian had no idea who she was talking to. This is me. I don't deserve this. I have to work harder than everyone else. The next day, I was at the gym, sitting on the bench, changing my outdoor shoes to my indoor shoes. I saw out of the corner of my eye the personal trainer was there. I walked up to the counter and asked her if she could help me. Of course, she said. What can I do for you? Well, I've been working really hard trying to lose the last 10 pounds, and it just won't budge. Actually, it keeps creeping back. Well, she said, there's a lot I need to know about you before I can recommend something. What's your nutrition like? Sheesh. Why does everyone want to know my diet? It brings me right back to 12 years old in the lunchroom being teased and laughed at for eating a tuna sandwich. That's why she's fat, they say. She eats too much. Well, luckily, I had that data top of mind because the dietitian needed it too. So I spewed it out to her in detail. She said, try increasing your calories. Not much, but do something like have half a banana before you come to the gym. What? That's the same thing the dietitian said. She doesn't know me either. I asked if there were any types of exercises that would be better for me. She suggested trying lightweight, high reps, but I was skeptical because lifting heavy and high intensity cardio had always worked best for me when I was lean. I thought the best time to work out was first thing in the morning in a fasted state. The personal trainer, like the dietitian, was trying to teach me transitioning into maintenance so I could get to the next athletic level of transformation. The scale will shift slowly. Now, homeostasis, they call it, right? We love homeostasis. All I could focus on was the fear of gaining all my weight back. I had a fixed mindset. What is a fixed mindset, and how do you know if you have one? In a fixed mindset, people believe their basic qualities, like their intelligence or talent, are simply fixed traits. They spend their time documenting their intelligence or talent instead of developing them. They also believe that talent alone creates success without effort. Success without effort. How do we develop a growth mindset? You'll hear this in every wellness program and every personal development program in the universe. Simon Sinek wrote an entire book on it. You have to find your reason why. I call it why power. You need to deepen your why power as far as it can go, at least to begin. The thing about why power is that it motivates you to practice the habit of discipline. It's not just about you. It's taking yourself out of the equation and discovering being kind to yourself to better show up for the ones that you love for the decades that you live. The thing that is often left out is that your why needs to evolve with you. Not just stay the same. It's better connected to something bigger than yourself, not ego, and connected to a feeling, not an outcome. You know that expression, hindsight is 20/20? Well, when I go through my why timeline, it's clear to me that when I was ego and fear motivated, I was also my least healthy self. When I was at my leanest, counting blueberries, I was under the impression that this was healthy because everyone, everywhere, rewarded my results. The times in my life when I was gaining a bit and unhappy about it, I would set into a punishment routine. How could I let myself go like that? Equally as damaging. My why timeline from the beginning of my accidental weight loss to the day that I wrote this chapter goes like this. My first why. I simply needed to move more. I was 26 years old in the category of morbidly obese. I had just gotten my gallbladder that I had used the most of my life removed from my body. I had a blood sugar that was close to pre-diabetic, and I was struggling with irritable bowel syndrome. I was not a complainer, so no one knew my physical struggles. I was in a fixed mindset that this was who I genetically was, and this is who I will always be. My son, 4 at the time, was my why. I knew deep down that I wanted more energy for him. He wanted to always play toy cars with me. And I was tired a lot. I'd move the cars around on the floor with him, get tired, and go back to the couch, light up a smoke, and sip on a bottle of Diet Pepsi. I knew that wasn't the life I wanted. I also couldn't afford to miss much work after the gallbladder surgery. I took my mom's advice of going for a walk every single day to strengthen my body before surgery. I knew I just wanted to feel better. I knew that that wasn't the life that I wanted. I also couldn't afford to miss much work after the gallbladder surgery. I took my mom's advice of going for a walk every day to strengthen my body before surgery. I knew I just wanted to feel better. I had already been walking 4 blocks to take my son to school every day, so I took that time slot and added an intentional walk afterwards. It was the long route home, and it included an uphill pitch. It took me about 30 minutes to complete and to get home. I got my heart rate up and I started sweating. It didn't take me long to feel better. Then the surgery happened. Then the moment in the bathroom stall after severe overindulgence. Then I was really ready to smarten up. I got back into walking and I began to put even more intention into it. That's the why that got me started. To feel better, right? To feel better, that's it. I was seeing results and feeling better, and I was taking myself to a place I thought was impossible. I was doing it for joy and energy, and I began questioning myself. What else can I do that I told myself I couldn't? The next why was pure fear of gaining my weight back. Although that was ugly, it kept me seeking answers. And then it was like, oh my, I gotta keep exercising and trying because I'm battling the loss of my best friend. My smokes, my cigarettes. Finally, it shifted. I began to think differently. How can I use my body for the greater good? How can I use this fitness to help and inspire others? My husband Barry and I began raising money for Make-A-Wish Foundation through a series of running events, ending with a full marathon in Dublin, Ireland. What? A marathon? Me? Quite frankly, I got addicted to training for events where I'd come home with a medal and a shirt after celebrating my fitness with thousands of others. People said I was so inspiring to others because I didn't look like a runner. They saw me doing it and thought, if she can do this, so can I. I wasn't sure how to receive that compliment. Then I started as a health and fitness coach for a multi-level marketing company and began helping others take control of their fitness right at home with proven systems, just like I did. Maybe they can shock themselves, just like I did, and stay consistent with their plan. Because of that, I was led into an opportunity to extend my practices through certifications as a live instructor. I didn't stop there. The day I got my fitness theory, I bawled like a baby and then went on to group fitness and weight training certifications. I was doing things to help others. My why began as empowering others. It was to empower others. Now, as I typed this out, and currently, my why is to empower others and to be my most healthy self, mind, body, and purpose. For my vitality as I enter my woman evolution. To be able to climb mountains, write books, and share on stages, and chase my unborn grandchildren. I'm sure my why will evolve again the more self-aware I get and the more the calendar of life progresses. Deepening your why power is a connection to the evolution of your why, and it won't ever stop. You are never done. This is never one and done. Start thinking about your why power now. What about accountability? Yeah. Your accountability buddy is right in the mirror, looking right back at you. You'll hear me say this over and over again. How can you trust yourself as your own accountability? How can you start doing that? To stay consistent. It's simple, but not easy. What is scheduled is done. What is not is not. There are only 3 steps to providing yourself with personal accountability. See it, do it, and be it. First, identify the season of your life right now. What are your setbacks? Why do you think you won't be consistent? Then circle back to your schedule and make it non-negotiable. What do you have to do to get this going? What are all the things getting in your way? What are all the things that you can do about it? What are all the things that you can't do about it? What can you do this week? And have a conversation with someone you love. When I worked as a health and fitness coach, and even now when I'm helping people with their online businesses, it always surprises me how many women had what seemed to be unsupportive families. And when I dug deeper, and when I do dig deeper, it turns out that they have never had this conversation with their family. You have to let your family know what you want and why, because they do love you and they do care for you. And most of the time, they will eventually adopt some of your new habits. If they see you doing it, they might eventually just jump right in. Your family will tell you they love you just as you are. And you need to love you just as you are. But that never means letting yourself go to a place where you don't want to be. So ask yourself, what do you want to feel like a year from now? And take a moment to feel it now. So put this down for a journaling exercise afterwards. Write down these questions. And when you have some time to sit down and really be with yourself, just you, and maybe some light music, and 10 to 30 minutes to just free write on these questions that I'm giving you right now. Because the gold is in that self-awareness system. The gold is finding the answers in you and then locking in what you need. Then you can externally start looking for what you need. Instead of being told of all these things that you need that you might not need, that actually keeps you stuck. It keeps you stuck. You have to look inside before you look outside. I'll get off my soapbox now. But, okay, so what does your energy feel like right now, in this moment? How do you feel about your reflection? It's okay to be honest with yourself, right? Give yourself some self-love. Give yourself some, all of that is human. It doesn't make you a bad person. Does it matter to you what other people think of you? Really think about that one. Okay, so your health is your wealth. I didn't know I could until I did. Nobody held my hand. Nobody kicked my butt. And nobody had the difficult conversations for me. And that's what makes consistency easier. Your success is completely reliant on you and your terms. It's not dictated by someone else. Let that sink in. Feel how empowered you are to create your own reality and your own consistency. Ignite your inner accountability buddy. Give her a name. That sounds like fun, right? We both know that there are going to be setbacks out of our control. How are you going to handle those if you don't pave the way for yourself right now? That's it for chapter 2. Next week, we are going to dig into chapter 3, which is how to handle setbacks. And we should be able to do that entire chapter in one session. Maybe I'll break it up in 2. You don't know until we get there. I will do a little preview of it. It's always fun reading this with you. And if this is your first time dropping in on one of my videos, please know that there are all the other, you can go back to the top of the list if you wanted to listen in order. I tried to title them so that you kind of know what you're tuning into if you just want like one subject out of the book, or just one subject to talk about. I try to do it like that. And if we have not met before, my name is Karen Wilson, and I help people write cool stuff, find clarity or sharpen the clarity that they already have within them while keeping wellness in the work plan. So if that is kind of where you are, I help all creatives and coaches and teachers and whatnot. You're just a person that loves writing and loves writing all kinds of things, books, courses, just putting your knowledge out there, even content. I help you get it done because that's one of the things that I found that is difficult, is the discipline to getting the things done that you want to get done. Which is why I developed a program to kick myself in the butt and kick my clients in the butt to get the things that they want done, and the formula to do that. So thank you for tuning in to the Be Weightless series. It's been a lot of fun so far. I love to read my stories out loud, so I will see you again next week for another weekly episode. Take care. Bye.